This is a setup chapter for the tragedy that's about to happen. We got some kids climbing on Jinbei on the cover page there. And it's also one of these chapters that generates more questions than it answers. You know, because it's just such a mystery what's really going to go down. I'll give you an example, right? So Doflamingo tells Rocinante, hey, I want you to eat the Opi Opi no Mi. And then Corazon hangs up and he tells Law, yeah, he probably already knows that I'm a traitor. Okay, so he probably wants me to eat the Opi Opi no Mi so that I can grant him eternal life. But then Rocinante says, Law, you're gonna be the one to eat the Opi Opi no Mi because you're a doctor. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, wait, hold on. So the eternal life, Rocinante is not considering that factor right now. He basically wants Law to eat the Opi Opi no Mi so that he can operate on himself? Because Corazon's not a doctor. I'm not really sure what his plan is. And Law looks really fucking sick. Like this kid, oh man. So whatever's gonna save Law is gonna need to happen quick. Because this kid ain't lasting long, I can tell you that much. And then another question. Doflamingo said that he ends up killing his brother, right? We know that from the present. So what if he ends up killing Rocinante by forcing him to eat a second devil fruit and not knowing that he already has one? That's another question. How long does it take for a devil fruit user to die after they consume a second devil fruit? Because what if Rocinante eats the devil fruit and he still has enough time to use part of that ability to grant Law eternal life or to heal Law? You see this here? Yeah, look at this castle and this one. It's the castle that we see at the beginning of the chapter where Corazon is sitting with Law. So it's the kingdom of, what is it, Levine? Neil or something like that? There's a call between Sengoku and Rocinante, and we should have seen Garp and Aokiji in that. I mean, I'm sorry, we just needed to have them there. We just heard them, we didn't really see them. Because, you know, Sengoku was just getting rid of them. Just get out of here, I'm working, Garp. There's going to be an exchange for the Opi Opi no Mi, and Sengoku's actually really surprised that Rocinante knows about this because only a very select few know about the exchange. So it's obvious that Virgo leaked the information to Doflamingo. Sengoku was planning an ambush on the Don Quixote family in one of the islands that is near where the exchange is going to occur. Now obviously we know that ambush is going to fucking fail because we've seen the Don Quixote family alive and well in the present. But another thing is that the pirate crew that has their hands on the Opi Opi no Mi is called Diez Barrel. Diez Barrel. Diez means 10 in Spanish, by the way. And so one of the guys says that the fruit had actually been consumed by a doctor in the past. And people have been saying, like, this is a theory that I've seen floating around, is that Kureha is immortal. And now that he says that, I'm like, holy shit, this might be true. Why? Because Kureha is a legitimate doctor. Okay, so she had to learn what she knows from someone. And it's so interesting how this legendary doctor can do what Chopper's dream is. You know, I'm going to read it to you. He says, you know, he became famous, so it's a he. He became famous for his ability to perform miracle operations that could cure any illness. Wow. So it's definitely not a stretch to think that that doctor eventually gave eternal life to Kureha, you know, before he died. Or that's what caused his death. I don't know. But it's obvious that that person had to die for the fruit to be reborn. Rocinante goes to infiltrate the base to get his hands on the fruit. And meanwhile, Law is just, you know, in a corner with a blanket and he's thinking back. So he's having a flashback within a flashback of Corazon showing off his ability. And this is pretty fucking funny because he's actually, you know, using a bazooka and it doesn't make a noise. And he's just like, you know, he breaks a vase or a vase. And Law eventually calls him out like, this is lame, dude. This is fucking lame. And what I love about this is that you see the speech bubble. Oda drew it as an arrow that pierces Corazon's heart. So those words really hit him. It's like, oh, you're right. It does suck ass. Another question I have is, why does Corazon constantly deny the fact that he's a Marine? Is it just because of Law's sake? He doesn't want to upset him? It's kind of obvious that he is. We saw his picture, you know, in Sengoku's cabinet or whatever, and then he's in the Film Z color page that we got. So it's kind of weird. And This kind of gets me thinking about ex-Drake, because ex-Drake used to be a Marine and then he left. So I kind of wonder if Corazon knew Drake, because that would be a very cool point of conversation between Law and Drake if they ever meet, which we know they are because they're going against Kaido pretty soon. Law would be like, hey, you knew Corazon? Drake would be like, yeah, man. Sorry about your loss. He was a cool dude. So after getting his hands on the fruit, Rocinante trips on a cliff, and then he finds himself with more than one rifle pointed at his head. This is going to be sad as fuck, I already know it. I thought it was a good chapter, but it did raise a lot of questions. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like the review if you did. Subscribe to my channel for more One Piece reviews, even though we're on a break next week, I believe. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.